Welcome to Financial Buzz Market Weekly. I'm RK Walker here at the New York Stock Exchange, bringing you a review of this week's stock market. On Monday, the Chicago PMI for July slowed 6.8 points to 58.9, and the pending home sales index for June rose 1.5% after 3 straight months of declines. Earnings reports continue to come in strong, with 73% of reporting S&P 500 companies beating estimates on both the top and bottom lines. U.S. crude oil closed above $50 a barrel for the first time since May. On Tuesday, personal income for June remained unchanged compared to the prior month's 0.3% gain, while consumer spending ticked up 0.1%. The PCE price index remained unchanged. The PMI manufacturing index for July rose 1.3 points to 53.3, and construction spending for June declined 1.3%. Markets closed up with the Dow Industrials ending at a record high. On Wednesday, the ADP employment report for July came in at 178,000, in line with expectations, and the EIA petroleum status report for the week ending July 28th declined 1.5 million barrels. The Dow Industrials closed at a record high, breaking 22,000 for the first time, and after breaking 21,000 only 5 months ago. The dollar index traded at its lowest level since May of 2016, partly due to continued political turmoil in Washington. On Thursday, jobless claims for the week ending July 29 fell 5,000 to 240,000, and factory orders for June jumped 3%. The ISM non-manufacturing index for July fell 3.5 points to 53.9. Markets fell after reports came out that special counsel Robert Mueller impaneled a grand jury in order to investigate Russia's influence over the last U.S. election. However, the Dow Industrials recovered enough to close up 9 points to set another record close. On Friday, the highly anticipated non-farm payroll number was released for July, and jobs increased 209,000, stronger than expected, and the unemployment rate ticked down to 4.3%. Average hourly earnings increased 0.3%. Markets opened slightly higher on the news. Now let's take a look at some stocks. Sprint Corporation opened nearly 7% higher on Tuesday after it reported its first quarter fiscal earnings, with revenue totaling $8.16 billion compared to $8.01 billion a year ago. In a press release, CEO Marcelo Claure said Sprint reached an important milestone this quarter by returning to profitability for the first time in 3 years. Under Armour announced its quarterly results, reporting that North American sales grew 0.3%, but it was disappointing due to their history of double-digit revenue growth. The company plans to cut their full-year sales forecast amid struggling demand in the U.S. and aims to implement a restructuring plan that will involve job cuts and facility closures. Under Armour reached a new 52-week low of $17.92 a share on Wednesday. Apple released its third quarter earnings Tuesday after the market closed and topped analyst estimates, reaching an all-time high of $159.75 a share on Wednesday. Apple sold 41 million iPhones in the third quarter, bringing the total amount sold to 1.2 billion. CEO Tim Cook noted revenue was up 7% year over year, and it was Apple's third consecutive quarter of accelerating growth. Illumina Inc. shares rose over 12% Wednesday morning as the company released second quarter financials late Tuesday. Demand for the company's new gene sequencing tech, NovaSeq, was a large influence in the stock move. Francis de Souza, president and CEO, said 2017 revenue growth projections were updated to reflect increased demand for NovaSeq. Tesla released second quarter results after the market closed on Wednesday. The rollout of the Model 3 has apparently stimulated growth of Model S and Model X orders by 15% over the Q2 average weekly order statistic, helping reduce fears that the Model 3 would slow orders from the two established luxury vehicle options. Currently, the Model 3 is averaging over 1,800 reservations per day. This is Financial Buzz Market Weekly. I'm RK Walker, and I'll see you again next week.